Hello, YouTube, and welcome into part 3 of the Dragonsong War of Final Fantasy XIV. I have a new microphone, as you can see. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a HyperX Quadcast S. So hopefully it sounds better. Please let me know what you all think of it. I'm probably going to be moving in and out closer, and hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully it's not too quiet. We'll keep an eye on that as we go, though. But yeah, let's just hop right into it. Let's move this over to the capture. And now we have the game. And yeah, we're going to just start right off with some MSQ. I'm going to go right over here. House 4 Tom Snipe. Ah, Mistress Initari, it is well you are here. You are wanted within. I believe Master Alfino wishes a word with you. We only have 6 quests in this patch, so of course you have to still talk to this person to go inside. So we're gonna probably, hopefully, maybe also do the start of the Manderville quests. Here's hoping. Ah, Morrighan, there you are. Have you a moment? There is something I would fain discuss. I must ask you to recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would sooner forget them. My mind returns again and again to the moment when Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of a Stinian. It was a sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When you described his fateful transformation in Az's Law, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus did I turn to Y'shtola and Kryl for a more empirical appraisal. And full glad am I that I did, for it would seem they have some observations of their own to share. The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Knight. Shall we go? Excellent. Let us not keep our honored colleagues waiting. Bow, 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 bow. Alright, to the Forgotten Knight. Let me make sure that, like, my microphone is not muted, because that would be horribly embarrassing. I've done that before. Made it through like a whole intro, whole section of a video, and ended up it was muted. And it was great. This is why I want to kind of get a new headset. I don't like this little guy just hanging out over here. Alright, to the Forgotten Knight. Kryl. Hello. You don't need that bar up there.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
That's great.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humors.
Indeed. But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Calm down there, buddy.
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when he took up both of Nidhogg's eyes, and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
That's not what they said, Alphino.
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I had sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean?
I think she does mean.
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers. Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the Dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Of course you will.
Ah, I found you at last. A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Oh.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then. Sir Emmerich awaits.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this Dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
That's a lot of pressure. You know how those Leviers are.
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
What? Folly? My sister? What? That's the headcanon that my wife and I have for my Viera and her Viera, is that they're sisters, and Morrighan has come to Eorzea to find her sister.
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
All right. To the congregation of the Knights Most Heavenly, so that we can talk with Aymeric. Actually, no, Alphino first, then probably Aymeric. What news has Sir Aymeric to share with us, I wonder? Might Sir Aymeric perchance have received word of a Giovanni in advance? Or mayhap they have located a that is to say, mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not,
Pity
Alphino.
indeed.
We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
Whoa.
I do. To whom else could we turn?
I don't know, I carry a
That
dragon
is
around with me.
Nidhogg's equal, I do not deny. Nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
You got it, Aymeric.
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
Dun dun dun.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
It grieves me to impose upon you in this manner, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Aymeric. To Morrighan and I, Ishgard is as a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught that we can do to aid in its salvation, then pray impose all you must. You are true friends. Shall we be about our task then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed, with that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Initari that you will be escorting me to Samal. I confess, I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown to me. We will summon Hraesvelgr at Zenith in the Churning Mists. Ere we begin our ascent, however, I think it best we pay a visit to Annex Shrine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations. I do. I would consult with Vidofna. I propose this in part of our concern for her condition. Were she to succumb to her wounds, it could have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. To the Dravanian forelands, then. Alright, then. Let's teleport to Annex Shrine. Bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. And then we fly up above us. Where's the hole? There's the hole. That's what he said? Where's Vidofna? Over here. Doodaloo. Ah, 'tis the warrior of warriors and her companions. What bringeth you to mine abode? Pray forgive us for disturbing your recuperation, Vidofna. I hope your wound does not pain you overmuch. Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time. Full glad am I to hear it. You were the guest of honor at our conference, and we failed in our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize unreservedly. I am a dragon full grown, and thou thought to protect me, mortal. I was tempered by the fires of battle ere thy great-grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of a knight whom I called friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship. Would that we could return to that era of peace, when man and dragon knew such comradeship. Would that our very efforts to do so were not undone by ancient rancor. For a truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingereth. That much is plain, yet we lack the strength to banish him. Thus do we make for Samal, to beseech the aid of your sire once more. Folly, thou knowest as well as I how he will answer. Hraesvelgr's heart remains unchanged, then. A pity. But if it is folly to hope, I am content to die a fool. As hath ever been the way with thy kind. Go then, but be warned. The Shade's presence hath driven its minions to frenzy. Thank you, Vidofna. We shall disturb your rest no longer. Alright, what do we want? this. Let's probably add that serving of food. Let's sort our items real quick so we can get our foods right next to each other. Okay. Though I expected no better answer from Vidofna, I take little pleasure from having been proven right. 'Twould seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated. But what is the ire of one great worm to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves? Let us begin our ascent. After you, Master Aymeric, or Master Alfino. Whoops! Scout ahead if you wish, Morrighan. We shall join you outside Morrighan. I had heard tales of the world above the clouds, but never did I dream. One's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. Few live to see such wonders. I am reminded of my first visit to the peak, when Estinian and Zale yet walked at our side. Ooh, what do you got for me, buddy? Kupopo! Is that you, Morrighan? Ah, if it isn't Don't tell me you've forgotten my name, Kupo, after all we've been through together. But at least you remember me. You do remember me, don't you, Morrighan? Of course I do, Morrighan. Whew! You seemed a bit hesitant for a moment there, but I'm sure you were just fondly recalling the time we camped near Zenith, right, Kupo? But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Morrighan, Kupo? Ah, another audience with old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you brought the horn, Kupo. With the winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the Great Worm's ears easily enough. That is good to hear, Morrighan. Thank you. We had best press on to Zenith, while the winds are in our favor. Now that was unexpected, Kupo. Chief Dane Moglin will want to hear about this. Let's actually just teleport to Zenith and then we'll fly. Oh, that hurts. I'm okay though. I'm just sore. Oh, I was already on the bike. I do that every freaking time. I don't know how I managed to do it every time, but... Do-do-do-do. You dare summon me again, mortals.
Great Hraesvelgr, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Greetings, Hraesvelgr. I am Emeric de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley. Thinkest thou thy purpose unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid in the battle against the shade of my brood brother.
You foresaw mine intent.
I but read that which is writ plain in thine eyes. Would that thou had wit enough to scry the answer in mine. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon. A bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down, as thou well knowest. Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone in despairing at the murder of our brood sister? Thinkest thou mine own soul did not cry out for vengeance? Know then that upon that accursed day my heart did wither in my breast, and thy kind become unto me the harbingers of despair. 'Tis only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying at Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I consumed her. I permit my children to offer or deny these aid as they see fit, to warn thy people of my brood brother's coming. That thou wouldst dare ask more of me but affirmeth thine incurable ignorance. Nope, arrogance.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
Perceivest thou such light in the dusk of mine existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Rizal upon your back?
Oh shit. Izael. Pietous, deluded Izael. The child did I lament her past sins, and sought to balance the scales with her remaining days. 'Twas her unquenchable passion, so alike that of my beloved, which did spur me into flight. And for mine own part, I would countenance no longer the hands of evil men to use my blood brother's eye for ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting.
Alpha no, now is
It
not
seems to me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were there a mote of truth in thy reasoning, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slay mine own siblings to save a city of mortals?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Thou wouldst strike down thy friend, and, by example of thy righteousness, persuade me to break mine oath and kill my kindred. Heed me, my child. The servants of Hydaelyn envision a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed Dragon Slayer as well. Believest thou this shade to be Nidhogg returned? Is it not merely a manifestation of his vengeance? The shadow cast by thy brood brother's rage? I would not commend thee, or I would not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee unto greater remorse. While the shade of vengeance remains, the future will ever be uncertain. Nidhogg's transformation into rage incarnate is, in part, of mine own doing. I rendered unto him mine eye, and empowered his revenge thereby. But 'tis the purity of my blood brother's wrath that lendeth him his all-surpassing might. Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow? I wonder. 'Twould seem I must put thee and thy companions to the proof. I shall await thee in the ruins where Ratatoskr once dwelt. Heed well the words of my children, and hasten thee to the place of my trial. What's little Morrighan doing? What you doing, bud? What's the plan here? Spying on us. I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It is doubtless one of the children of whom Hraesvelgr spoke. Come, my friends. Let us not keep our escort waiting. My broodmates and I will bear you to the place of your trial. Make your preparation. Sor Kai, now accessible. Alright. Let's do this. Party of other players. It says less than 5 minutes. We shall see. Nashu! Well, I'll be. Morrighan Initari in the flesh. A pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Kor, I was hoping you would silently agree. so I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants and see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? My apologies, but I cannot say I have had dealings with a man as you describe. Good evening to you, madam. Oh, you're looking for someone. A gentlemanly Highlander, I know not this man of whom you speak, but mayhap Mistress Elise does. She is well acquainted with rather a lot of merchants and noblemen. I've sold my fair share of goods to Highlander adventurers, aye, but I'd not describe such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. As ever, a warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? Now that I think of it, I have heard tell of a foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardons, miss, but did you say you know Inspector Hildebrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume. I do not know his name, only that he is here by invitation of Lord Edamont, or so it is rumored. Surely, as a ward of House Fort Arms, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask after him at the manor. Cor, I knew it was serendipity to Fort Arms Manor. And if we're past the 5-minute mark, which we just hit, we'll end up running Sorkai with NPCs. Duty support. Yeah, okay. Commence! Let's go! Hua. Sarkai. Stands up. It's also food up, why not? We'll do that. I'm not going to worry too much about a mitigation on this first pull because it's literally just 2 things. Now this pull that can go a little bit bigger, we will mitigate in a second. Why is that thing back there fighting Alpha Beats the hell out of me.
Down with you!
Aggressive, Aimer. Chill. Chill. It's gonna be fine, buddy. It's gonna be fine. Oh, come on.
Away with you!
Come here, enchanted fan. We got some buddies to get.
Down with you!
Oh, come on. Let's get those cloud gardeners taken care of. Alright, we're down to 2, so let's... Single target now, single target. Sprint! To the first boss. Chieftain Moglin. What you got for us, buddy? Come here, you. I want to move you. Come on. Palm raise isn't going to catch anyone, bud. Nice try. Alright. I think we're going to be able to kill him before we have to worry about the next palm raise.
You underestimate me!
Yep. Open up the treasure coffer, because why not? To the next area. I forgot that where this takes place is where Ratatoskir died. Alright, these pulls can get a little bit spicy. But we're gonna try it anyway. Because why not?
Away with you! Away with you!
There we go, because I love the self-heals that Warrior has. I was kind of saving here. It's like an oh. We have 3 left. Once we get one of them dead, we'll switch to single target, which should be basically now, honestly. Because there we go, Aimer got him. Or the Dragoon did. Come on. Oh, hello, Anzu. You're going big. Was it a mistake? Possibly. It very well could have been. So far, so good. Come on, Alfino. There we go. Look at that health. I just went from like a third up, back up to full. All right, it's starting to get a little spicy again. It's okay. It's okay. Alfino's got me. There we go. We're back. We got the heal back. And we're down. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hello. I don't even know how to try and say your name, so I'm not going to bother.
This knight does not yield!
Ooh. Hit that LB. Come on.
Down with you!
Oh my god, you guys. You would. As soon as I popped my, like, damage boost, this horse decided that it didn't want to do that. You all come this way. Conqueror's Arm Guards. I don't know if those are, I don't know what set is the fending set and what set is... I don't know what's what on this map. Hraesvelgr Broodling. Come on. To the next part. Thou hast weathered my trial thus far, but I am not convinced I will try thy limits. There we go. Now we've built a little bit of a lead on aggro. We'll switch to single target.
Away with you!
Oh. She's opened our next path. Let's go fight the ice dragon. Sorry. The blizzard dragon. Boss time. Nidhogg will spare thee no clemency, and thus neither must I. Flow of the Horn. This fight used to be a lot harder than it is now. They made it even easier? Okay.
Focus. Release!
I thought it was a series of platforms. Maybe it's not if you run it with the trust. Or they made it even easier. Stack and stay stacked. Which is basically how that mechanic works when you fight Nidhogg. Oh.
You underestimate me.
No, we don't. Oh, that's gonna hurt. I just kept sliding. Yo, if anybody wants the LB again, feel free.
I have my pride.
Because we're not gonna get LB2. Thy resolve hath withstood my scrutiny. Mayhap there is hope to be had in one such as thee. Seriously, LB, come on. LB. Or not. Don't LB, it's fine. Whatever. Oh. Woo-hoo. Even bereft of my eye, my brood brother was a fearsome foe indeed. But having tasted thy strength firsthand, I do begin to see how thou didst bring him low. Hydaelyn chooseth her servants well. Very well. I shall trust in the seed of man one last time. By thy deeds shall the flickering hope that lingereth yet within my heart be kindled anew, or extinguished forever. That you yet stand is ready proof of your determination, mortals. Let us fight as allies, then, and together banish my brood brother's vengeful shade. On my oath, the wrath that was once Nidhogg shall meet its end. Thus I swear on the memory of my beloved Shiva, and on the soul of lost Yzael. Oh, my poor ribs. That was a painful reminder of a great worm's might. And had he truly meant us harm, we would not be standing here now. Plainly, his intent was to teach. His onslaught forced me to recall my training about the speed of the dragon, his balance, his blind spots. It was, in short, a very thorough lesson. Ow, 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 Kupo. Morrighan, let me begin by congratulating you on the completion of your trial. For one with a name more befitting a jester, your might with the savagery of a rabid demon. Do you see how my wings are kinked? Even my palm aches. After this drubbing, I fear my loyal subjects will have to bear the load of my personal chores for quite some time, Kupo. Possibly indefinitely. What? When I told you about Morrigan's trial, I didn't mean for the rest of us to suffer. That's triple shifts for you, Morrighan. Poor buddy. Triple? But that's not fair. There's no justice, Kupo. None at all.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Hraesvelgr's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours. 'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Worm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
'Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike. Oh, gods.
The cry heraldeth his coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
It has begun. We must away to Ishgard.
Then let us be on our way. We go with the max potion. Ishgard will not last long against Nidhogg and his horde. We must away. We're coming up on another one of my favorite scenes. We're coming up, like, the final steps of faith, the Nidhogg trial, which, I mean, obviously that's where we're about to get to. It is, still to this day, my favorite trial in this game. Know ye then what this roar portendeth?
Aye. I must return to my city without delay.
Then we shall lend you our wings. Let us meet with Nidhogg on the field of battle, and together bring an end to his wrathful song. Also, Lucia gets cool stuff. Like, look at that. Look at that.
Remember your training. We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns.
Just takes that hit with her shield.
We must hold.
We are on our way. Don't you worry. There's our Torel.
Reinforcements! By the Fury. That one's the size of Nidhogg.
Yes, but it's us.
Lord Commander!
You are late, Warrior of Light.
I got here as quick as I could. Your slow walk as everyone else is running away, like... Ugh. Okay, so in that scene he has both of his eyes. It's going to come into play later. Wherefore standest thou with these vermin, brother? Abandon this war, shade. The suffering thou sowest serveth no end. The traitor's progeny have learned of their forefathers' betrayal, and seek now to make amends with our kind. Never shall our grief be assuaged, nor our loss forgotten, but reconciliation may yet halt the spread of this plague of enmity. Forsake thy vengeance and be at peace. What soft-headed ramblings are these? Thy dalliance with that vile maul hath robbed thee of thy wits. Mayhap her cloying perfume hath made thee forget the stench of our brood sister's lifeblood. Thou darest speak of my beloved. Ah, so the flames of rage may yet be kindled. I feared thy heart's fire had long since gone out. But waste not thy fury on words, brother. Thou shalt have need of it for battle. Dun dun dun. Boom. That's how they make our arena. Ripped a wing off of Hraesvelgr? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really not good. Ugh. Thou art weak, Hraesvelgr, a slithering worm who fawneth on the vermin who should rightly be his prey. For 1,000 years have I fought without cease, and thou didst think to prevail against me? Glory not in the victory shade. The battle is not yet won. My power and my hope have I entrusted to another. Thine eye! What hast thou done? Only what needed to be to ensure that victory happened. Fool! Thou wouldst trust a mortal with thy strength? I know thee. 'Twas thou who didst intrude upon my lair and best the half of me. But now I am whole, and naught in creation shall deny me my vengeance. And Dragonsong, I think, is one of the best boss themes ever. Like, it's chill. You wouldn't think it would be a good boss theme, but my god, does it work for this fight. The final steps of faith is now accessible. Let me over there. Okay. It says less than 5 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to be. So we're going to hop back over to Foundation and continue on with the Manderville questline. Even though the music here is good, I also don't want to get DMCA'd. So, well met, Mistress Initari. Do you require assistance? Yeah, we're waiting for a dragon, but also, in the meantime, can you help me do this? Aye, it is as you say. At this time, Lord Edmund is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah! We found the inspector! If I am not mistaken, the meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? Then again, you seem a responsible sort, not like a wild gazebo run amok. We humbly accept your offer. And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. It's not a gazelle, it's a gazebo. That must be Inspector Hildebrand. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told... Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on, DPS. Let's go. Best trial ever. Right. Let's also see how many tries it takes us. Because Alright, so we're past that phase, basically. Might not have been the smoothest go of that phase, but... we've done it nonetheless. Look upon the fool who dared embrace... Well, sorry, I haven't been reading this stuff anyway, so... Come on. Stack and stay stacked. That person started to run away. And then it's in and then basically immediately out. Someone LB, come on. There we go. GG, y'all, GG. We have a long cutscene. Longish cutscene. Ba-ba-da-ba. Receive a player commendation. Cool, cool.
Estinian!
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg. Thou shalt die by my hand.
This is not your hand, worm!
Thou wilt obey.
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued!
That's not our plan, buddy, and you know that.
You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty.
No.
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
And there's Azael. And then who is that at ours? But Horsefar. Square Enix fucking knows how to punch you in the feels. Undone by mortal will. Whither now? Oops, sorry. And there they go.
The eyes! Cast them into the abyss!
Right. Oh, we're still in cutscene, okay.
He lives. Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend. Lucia, summon the healers. I want them ready to receive him.
At once, Lord Commander.
Allow me to do this much, at least.
Aymric's pretty stacked, because you know that a person like in full chainmail or whatever has got to weigh like a shit ton. The Horde have sensed the fall of their master and scattered to the winds.
You have my gratitude, Hraesvelgr. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
Then our alliance hath served its purpose. Thou didst wield the power I granted thee well. 'Twas thine own skill and not mine eye which earned thee victory. I wish thy companion a swift recovery. Fare you well, children of man.
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well. Even as Hraesvelgr did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
Bum, bum, bum. And once this is over, we're going to take a short break. I don't know why I said that. It's not a stream, it's a video. I just like... I know what I'm doing. No, I don't, but I wish I did. Alright, I have acquired sustenance, so we shall continue. Through the haze of pain, I swear I sensed. But no, the past is done, and we must look to the future. At long last, Nidhogg is gone, his foul spirit cast out once and for all. I only pray that Estinian survives the ordeal. Your battle with Nidhogg's Shade will beget many an epic ballad, Morrighan, and rightly so. It was, without a doubt, one of your more epical victories, though I must admit that I took greater joy in seeing you emerge from the experience unscathed, not only for your own sake. Had you not been there to aid me, those infernal eyes would still be fused to Estinian's mail. Yet even with Nidhogg gone, I cannot help but wonder how much of our friend remains. Let us pay a visit to Lucia, and beg news of his condition. Morrighan, Master Alfino, my honored friends, as if winning Hraesvelgr to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourselves to rid us of his brood-brother. I know not how to thank you. My own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviors of the day were Morrighan and Estinian. One triumphed over Nidhogg's Shade through strength of arms, and the other through strength of will. And speaking of Estinian, what news of his recovery? The Azure Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary where he now resides. Under the care of our hospitalier captain, I am told he has yet to regain conscience. But as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. We must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you would do well to rest and recover from your own ordeals. But surely... Ser Aymeric is never long from Estinian's bedside, and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmund and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Commander. Come, Morrighan. 'Twould seem that we are awaited at House Fortomps.
The heroes of the hour return.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
I never realized before that even Anawa is, like, kitted out in archer gear.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
I appreciate the honesty, Anawa.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
Okay, but can I stay in their house?
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother in arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, Warrior of Light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
But the room... Alright, back to the Knights Most Heavenly. Not you, buddy. Not you, Lucia. Morrighan, my friend. What can I do for the savior of Ishgard? You seek Master Alphino? Ah. He came to relieve me of my vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinian's side, I could not well refuse him. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Hraesvelgr's trial and all that followed. Estinian is blessed to have such devoted comrades. My own friendship with Estinian began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined the Temple Knights. I learned his name soon enough, but Estinian barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so I might have remained, had fate not seen fit to intervene. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon, and we were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, as such life-threatening situations are wont to do. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nidhogg. Revenge was ever at the forefront of his mind, revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alphino he sees something of his lost sibling. And in the ungentle chidings of Estinian, Alphino has found the elder brother he never had. Truth be told, Estinian's tactless observations have saved me from disaster more than once, and I can well understand Alphino's affection for him. He is a friend for whom I would gladly. Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is he? Tell them I am on my way. Quickly, Morrighan. We must go to him. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommended we set a time as sufficient time to watch them all. Absolutely. I feel like these are all going to be voice acted too.
Estinian.
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
I bet it does.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvelgr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
That was a sick burn.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. 'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords. Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept. And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the Dragonsong rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
Such beautiful landscapes. I mean, I guess this one is a lot of brown. I also just wish that fucking they'd add more aetherites, because specifically like Heavensward areas are horrible with aetherites. And there he's gone. Left his helmet behind. Alright. Let's get the webcam back. I'm sitting down now, as you can tell. I guess we can lower angle a little bit more. I was gazing out at the sea of clouds in an all too rare moment of idleness, when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending her way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home, Morrighan. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state than I am burdened with a position of more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with still more challenges. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? And what strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle? An archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords. Ah, but these are questions for me to answer. It is not in man's nature to change overnight. That I learned through painful experience. And it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us that we lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. I hear word from Captain Whitecape that Estinian has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend on your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Morrighan, and please convey my warmest regards to Master Alfino. Where are we at? I'm looking for Fort Tom's Manor. You spoke with Sir Aymeric. I do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet, though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Aymeric to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of inscrutable Ascian machinations and a seemingly endless presence of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. Hey. Dun dun dun. Thank you, Blenhurst. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected, then. Aye, there is naught to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. This way! Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part and we will play ours. And thus did grey mists give way to azure skies. Man and dragon rise above, voices joined in song. But beneath shrouded boughs, beyond the scope of light, shadows stir. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Okay. That takes care of patch 6, not 6, 3.3. Let's get back to the Manderville quests real quick. Oh my goodness, that's a long wait. That must be Inspector Hildebrand. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk earthen air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would have not have accomplished so much otherwise. There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you. I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's faithful companions. Lord Godbert? But I thought... Hildy? In Ishgard? This is the first I've heard of it. Aha! I've found you at last, heretic. Yes, you, the hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. I beg your pardon. This man is an Uldan merchant, here at the behest of House Fortoms. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Fortoms? Then he couldn't possibly. There were these two wards but they were acquitted of all charges in trial by combat. And if he demands the right to, then I would personally have to... Oh dear. A thousand apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I am Seer, and, as you may have guessed, I am an Inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Ho ho ho! A heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye, a man rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself in a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildebrand. Could he be a fan? Say again. You are acquainted with such a man? Well, kinda. I see. And the man you are looking for is Lord Godbert's son. It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together. It is, after all, possible that we are seeking the selfsame individual. If so, and if he is innocent, it would be for the best if you were present when I apprehend him, that we might resolve this matter without incident. I say we go with him, Morrighan. This looks to be our best lead yet. Then I shall accompany you all. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son, and if there is a chance we might be reunited, I should be glad to seize it. Then it is settled. We shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once. To Falcon's Nest. Teleport to Falcon's Nest. Mistress Initari, are these your traveling companions? The mysterious muscular vagabond. Yeah, patrol sighted him lurking near the dusk vigil. Thinking he might be a lost traveler, they called out to him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I am surprised you bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warranted a mention in my report. Aha! The unmistakable scent of heresy. Oh, terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know, I will not rush to judgment as before. Still, much as I hope to find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late, there have been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. It's gotten so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced. Or worse, that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, Helene is my witness. I will find and bring a heretic to justice, and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Yes, I understand you have your reasons, but whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you are set upon your course, you might begin your search near the Dusk Vigil. An excellent suggestion, Sir Redwald. Should we succeed in our endeavor, rest assured that you will share in the glory. The hunt continues. Onward! To the Dusk Vigil. I am told that region is especially cold, so do not forget to dress appropriately for the weather. Yeah, I'm fine. All right. We got a long flight ahead of us. Fury, take me, it's freezing. Oh, this is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this godforsaken wasteland. Over there, look! Someone's coming from the vigil. Inspector! Inspector, is that you? As I live and breathe. Of all the places to be reunited with Master Zombie Brand's compatriots, how fare you all this afternoon? Hark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brother's unholy magic. He's not a heretic. He's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Old Dog, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence, so when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. I feel like Godbert got less clothing from the last cutscene. And I mean, he's also, like, he always has less clothing in general, but... Ah, truly, every last one dead. That is to say, irrevocably dead. If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. Then, my calculations were wrong? And the inspector didn't land in Kurthus? Oh, now, do not fret so. Yet if it is our overlords you seek, then you are in luck. As the founder of the Gentle Deadmen, our fates and our ether are inextricably intertwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly, good sir, you can guide us to Inspector Hildebrand? As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a vile, insidious sickness which must needs be burned out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification would qualify, yes? Confound it, they've left us behind! Oh. He looks so annoyed. Who do they think they are, commandeering this investigation? And employing a zombie as a bloodhound, it beggars belief. We must regain control of the situation. With me, Morrighan. No, do not return. There we go. Hold a moment, my friends. I must needs concentrate. Master Zombiebrand is indeed nearby, but there's also something else. Mayhap a powerful magic. Confounding my senses, I can guide you no further. We must needs split up and search the area. Now see here. These wastes are infested with wild beasts, and you would have us split up. Morrighan can handle herself true, and you've clearly no reason to fear death. But what of Mistress Nashu? I take your meaning, my good zombie. Morrighan, proceed to the lady's protection. Inquisitor Seer, would you care to take the lead? Come on, you two. The inspector is out there somewhere. Oh, look at the gentleman yetis. Look, Morrighan, that's got to be the inspector. And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos. Nay, my lady, they are not mere gazebos, note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos. Fearsome yet fastidious foes who would surely fear me or tear me from rotting limb. I pressed the button too quick. Only Morrighan can save Master Zombiebrand now. Alright, let me go save Master Zombiebrand. Gentle manly legs. Inspector, Inspector! Can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold. That's never gonna work. You guys are... Yeah. Up and at 'em. Everyone is waiting for you. Forgive me. If I pull any harder, my arms are like to tear. Ah, there you are. Oh, whoops. Fury take me, is that my heretic? Confound it, I wanted him alive. Inspector Hildebrand is definitely not a heretic. And he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating like last time. Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him. Oh boy. Hildebrand, Heliodor, Maximus, right this instant! We used a limit break to wake him up? Honestly, that sounds about right. He's buried deeper than he was before. What are you doing, bud? Was it the Manderville meteor strike or the Manderville meteor drive? Ah, maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go! Splendidly suplexed, Lord Godbert. Where am I? The snowy wastelands of Kurthus. And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course! Who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from slumber, sweet but my beloved fans? Of course, you gotta have the shining tooth. Why do I feel as though I've stepped through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? Because you have, buddy. You honestly have. What is that? A mammoth? Where did it come from? Oh, that? When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow. A little Lalafellan girl. How adorable. Nashu, please. Note the firm, muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafellan boy. Now that you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious. I am the very soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity. There, that ought to do it. GG, GGG. GG, GGG. What is this place? Who am I? The faces that they make during this quest line. A lot of people don't like Hildebrand. I think they're great. It would seem that although Father's ungentle ministration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory. How did I get here? Who am I? Why can't I not remember? Do not worry, young man. Everything will be all right. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember. Then can you help me remember? Hearken to me now, for I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesiac Hobbledehoy. Wonderful, wonderful! I skipped that on accident. Effective as your explosives were in the past, I suspect that young Gigi lacks the hardy constitution required to survive such an approach. That was a hard thing to say. Gigi? Is that my name? When you woke, you were muttering Gigi, Gigi, Gigi. I suspect the phrase may hold some significance for you. So until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker? But that's just the sound all mammoths make. Oh, what kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyway? Gigi. I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am? Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we will return to the city and see if we cannot find anyone who knows who you are. Come along. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Bound for Fenelon? Then allow me to accompany you. Julian will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting much longer, though perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return. This is a rather lot to digest, though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nashu's protestations, the Inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have my word that he will be treated fairly. Dun dun dun! And nobody was there. Speak with Sia in Foundation. Okay. Let's return then. Fury, take me that man. Morrighan. I suppose you've heard the news then. The Inspector Hildebrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity. If you are looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God's nowhere with that mammoth in tow. Oh, excuse me. As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the Dusk Vigil, sickness which has since been purged. So it would seem that all is right with the world once more. For now, I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill, and when he does, trouble is for sure to follow. You're not wrong. Bum bum bum. Hildebrand Manderville. Gigi! See you, Inspector. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Okay. well, thank you all for watching YouTube. You know, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. All of it's at Caleb Games Here. I have a TikTok too, at Caleb Games Here on everything. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think. And we will see you all soon. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday from about 11:30 to 3:30. So, you know, feel free to stop by. Let me know how you found me. Have a good one. I will talk to you all later. Oops. It's not what I meant to do. Y'all get to see me do that.